So today we're going to be talking about study number 3, and there is a lot of information to go through. So I'm going to go through it as quickly as possible so we can get to some questions, I hope.
Great.
All right, let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the 3rd study that we've done out of 6 completed, and we want to be exploring what results we got from people drinking our light-infused X2O water with or without 2 nutritional supplements, citrulline and sulforaphane. And I'm going to be getting into some detail here why we wanted to add the citrulline and the sulforaphane to the water for testing. So this is a view of our X2O water machine, and we are gearing up for launch within the United States this year. In April, we have our 30 top leaders in the United States that will be getting a water machine for free, that they won that. And we're right on track to be delivering those in April. We're right on track to be having these water machines in inventory in July, and we'll release them to our brand partners here. But we're also having an incentive. So if you live in Asia or Europe, you're going to have an opportunity to win one of these water machines in July. Then we are planning in 2026. We anticipate that we won't have any problems with regulatory and infrastructure, and we'll be able to start shipping the water machines out into markets such as Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and also Europe. We went over this last month, so I won't spend time now, but we have determined the selling price of about $5,000 US. We do have financing available, so everyone can afford one of these, and we also have a very lucrative commission and BV structure with this. Now, to have a conversation about the 3rd study today, I did want to set the foundation that we see codes in nature. So DNA is an informational code. It's a programming language. We have light that initiates thousands of chemical reactions within the cell. So this is a form of communication, and it's a form of an instructional code. And these light emissions come from the cell nucleus. They come from the DNA. So these biological codes are extremely important. It is what allows the patches to work. So I'm applying the same methodology here in the water machine, but just in a different way, so we can get a whole host of benefits that we haven't been able to get before. So our X2O water machine, this is based on a discovery that I made on light emissions that are found in the blood of lobsters. And we study a number of different life forms that don't age: planaria, hydractinia, specific species of ant. And lobsters are of interest because they actually get stronger as they age. I found that there was a pattern, a code of light emissions in the blood, and incredibly, the mathematical ratios of one wavelength of light to the other, that mathematical ratio is found in the book of Genesis 1:1. I went into great detail about this at our conference in October. So the basic technology here is that this is a process to take 6 different wavelengths of light that trigger regenerative mechanism inside of the cell, place those wavelengths of light into water in an entirely new way, and allow those wavelengths of light to be released inside of the body after you drink it. And what's incredible is that you can experience these benefits in the first 15 seconds of consuming the water. So, of course, what we want to know is, will this stop human aging, and what might some of the other benefits be? So just as a very brief overview, the first water study that we did collected urine data, blood data. We looked at what effect the water would have on the nervous system by using heart rate variability. We looked at blood flow using infrared. And we found that in this study, 100% of the people that drink the water get a statistically significant change in their measurements, and the water begins to work within 15 seconds. We also found in the water study 1 that the metabolism was improved, and we see an increase in collagen production, increase in muscle protein synthesis, even elevation of NAD, which is strongly linked to age reversal. Now, the second water study, which we covered last month, was a little bit different in that we wanted to look at the bioelectrical measures in the body instead of the biochemistry. And perhaps not surprisingly, we saw over 100 improvements from drinking this water. So this is a systemic effect, and we found improvements in the flow of electrical energy in every single organ in the human body. We also found that our water produces a very powerful relaxation response. So when the nervous system goes into a state of relaxation, we see a reduction in inflammation. And when people are using this water, drinking this water, they notice, for example, if they have arthritis, that their arthritic pain diminishes dramatically within 1 or 2 minutes. And of course, this effect is even more powerful when you combine it with our patches. So this is the perfect technology to be using with X39 and all of our patches. We also did see improvements in blood flow in this study, in cognition, and indications that this would improve longevity. So, water study 3. What we're going to do is take a group of people that are using just our water, and then another group where they're going to be taking the amino acid L-citrulline and the antioxidant sulforaphane with the water. And we're going to see what we can learn from that. We used a whole host of different measures to collect data on this. So like other clinical studies, we've used the Physio Suite, so we can measure things like heart rate variability and electromyography. We use the BioWell to measure the electrical properties of the body. We use the biopulsar, similarly, that measures electrical potential in different organs throughout the body. Doppler perfusion imaging, which is going to measure blood flow, and so forth. I'll get into these each in a little bit more detail. And like, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but like our previous 2 studies, we saw over 100 statistically significant changes in the body within minutes of drinking this water. So there were positive changes in every single major organ group. So when you drink this water, the energy gets released everywhere and affects the entire body. This is a very powerful systemic effect. So in this study, why did we use the amino acid citrulline? Citrulline is a precursor to nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a gas that's naturally produced in the body. It has, it'll act like as a hormone-like activity, but most importantly, it's a vasodilator. So if you're someone that has cardiovascular problems, you can benefit from citrulline. By the way, we have included L-citrulline in our Celergize formula, 1.5 grams of L-citrulline per serving. So there were many reasons why I wanted to include citrulline in that formula. The main reason is that L-citrulline, as it converts to nitric oxide, has a very powerful effect on mitochondrial function and can, in fact, assist the body under the right conditions in producing more energy. And the more energy that the cell produces, essentially, it's going to function as a younger, healthier cell. So we want to elevate and control the body's levels of nitric oxide. Another thing that's very important about citrulline, and again, under the right conditions, as long as it's balanced with glutathione, and we elevate glutathione as well, not only with our patches, but with the Celergize formula. Very important thing about nitric oxide is that it can stimulate production of additional mitochondria. And this is important. So, for example, if we're talking about the mitochondria that exists in muscle tissue, the more mitochondria that you have in your muscle tissue, the more work that your muscles are capable of. So you can increase your athletic performance with L-citrulline. And of course, there's longevity benefits to this. Now, the other material that we used is sulforaphane. Some of you may not be familiar with this. Sulforaphane is found in naturally occurring in things like broccoli, and it is a precursor to glutathione and SOD. SOD is a very powerful antioxidant, superoxide dismutase. We did not include sulforaphane in Celergize because it has a very strong sulfur-like taste. So instead, we included a blend of other antioxidants in Celergize. We included NAC, N-acetylcysteine, which helps convert to glutathione. We included beta-alanine, and so forth. So we have antioxidants in Celergize to support glutathione and SOD levels. But here's the way to think about this. The cells of your body, the mitochondria, they produce energy, and as a result, you get oxidative stress as part of the natural metabolism of converting food over to energy. If we control the oxidative stress with antioxidants, we can continue to support energy production in the cell. If we allow our antioxidants to drop off, then energy production is going to shut down to preserve the integrity of the cell, so it won't be damaged. So this is one of the reasons why antioxidants are so important to our health as well as our longevity. So we wanted to find out in this study if we supplement with citrulline and glutathione and SOD, what effect, how is that going to complement the activity of the water?